What if is a symptom that torments individuals.
Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
Well, Caitlin Clark hugging her family, her brothers, Blake and Colin, her father, Brent, her mother, Ann, and heading to the podium. She is officially a member of the Indiana Fever after as decorated a collegiate career as we have ever seen. Caitlin Clark, now a professional.
And I'm going to start by saying, just because it was a fact that we all knew this was coming, it doesn't make it any less special. Special is the way you describe Caitlin Clark. First player in Division I history, men's or women's, with 3,000 points and 1,000 assists. She makes the right reads. She finds her teammates. She plays with an attack mentality. And like I said earlier, you're in constant conflict with yourself defending Caitlin Clark. Welcome to the WNBA.
We talked about her range. She made 283 shots from 25 feet or more throughout the course of her career, more than double any other player in that time frame. And some of the questions are, well, is she going to still be allowed to play like that when she gets to the pros? Lynn Dunn said, why would you change that? This is an Indiana Fever team that is going to embrace everything about the way Caitlin Clark plays.
Caitlin Clark, the first pick of the 2024 WNBA draft, and now State Farm is taking us to Holly Rowe, who is with Caitlin Clark.
Well, Caitlin, you write this goal down when you're a little girl, but it's a different reality when you hear your name called. What's kind of coursing through you right now?
I got a little anxious there before the pick, but I think more than anything, just grateful and lucky to have my family here, my friends over there, coaches up here. So I think just enjoying the moment. Like you said, like I've dreamed of this moment since I was in second grade, and it's taken a lot of hard work, a lot of ups and downs, but more than anything, just trying to soak it in.
I think one of the things we lose sometimes when we talk about you is this has taken a lot of really hard work to be standing here. What is the work you've put in that you are proud of to be in this moment?
I think the biggest thing is, like, I always just believed in myself. I went to Iowa with the goal of taking us to the Final Four. We did it twice. We went to 2 national championships, 4 Big Ten championships. Yeah, there's my teammates. They're pretty awesome. And I think just a belief in myself, and my parents always instilled confidence in me. from a young age when I was a young girl, and I think that's something a lot of young girls can learn to have, and I think people supporting them certainly helps. So yeah, I think the biggest thing is the confidence, but I told my mom before this is like, you know, I earned it, and that's why I'm so proud of it.
You did earn this moment. The Indiana Fever, I know people are going crazy in Indiana for you right now. This is a once proud franchise that have got to get back to winning ways. What will you bring immediately that will translate to this league that will help them win?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is like they have such a good roster, and that's what I'm excited about. Like you said, like they're a winning franchise. You know, I'm excited to get there. I'm excited to get to Indianapolis. I know there's a lot of people, Aaliyah right here. I know there's a lot of people at Gainbridge tonight supporting us in the picks that we're going to make. So, you know, I know they'll be supporting all summer long. You got to buy your tickets now. I know it'll be a hot ticket, but I think the biggest thing is just do me, have fun, smile. I've loved playing basketball since I was a young girl, and that's not going to change.
Okay, last question. You love writing down the goals. We know that from your goal sheet. What will be a #1 goal this season?
Man, I think the biggest thing is just be myself and have fun. And if I do that, I think the rest is going to take care of itself.
Okay, I thought you were going to say win, but we'll take that.
All right, Holly, Caitlin, thank you very much. Caitlin exchanging a hug with her head coach, Lisa Bluter. Did such a wonderful job getting Iowa to back-to-back national championship games, and Caitlin going to exchange some high fives and handshakes with some of her fans here in Brooklyn after she is the #1 overall pick. And you know what? Jake from State Farm, he's there as well, hanging out. Well, moments ago when Caitlin Clark was selected #1 overall, State Farm congratulated her in a big way with a massive Times Square billboard right here in New York.
The WNBA Draft 2024 is presented by State Farm. Proud to cover greatness. And in part by Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the WNBA. Enjoy responsibly.
Well, Caitlin Clark, the first pick of the 2024 WNBA Draft. She is now a member of the Indiana Fever. Her coach, Lisa Bluter, has done such a terrific job at Iowa, celebrating it. And now the LA Sparks are on the clock with the second pick of the draft for LA. Their offseason has been a busy one. Nneka Ogwumike, we know, has moved on to the Seattle Storm. Jordan Canada has gone on to Atlanta. How about Carly Samuelson? She's out now in Washington. So a few pieces out. How about players who are in? Julie Alamont into LA. Ari McDonald, now a member of the Sparks, and Kia Nurse moves to LA as well. And for LA, they have 2 of the top 4 picks of this draft. Rebecca, I know you've talked about there's a lot of different ways they could go here at #2.
Well, we saw Kurt Miller. He knows how to rebuild a franchise. He was able to do that when he was with the Connecticut Sun, brought them to the playoffs in only their second year. What did you see of the additions that they got? We're all in the backcourt. What does this team need? It needs defense, rebounding, and rim protection. And what's really interesting, with the 3 players that you could consider taking here, they can all do that just in different ways. Cameron Brink, a 6'4", shot-blocking forward. Camilla Cardoso, 6'7", but also brings rim protection and rebounding. Of course, Rickea Jackson, the 3-4 player. You can go with any of these 3 young women, and you will be able to find what you're looking for.
And the Sparks are in a tricky situation because they have to decide, do we want, if they're going with these 3 players, do we want 2 bigs? Do we want Cameron Brink and Camilla Cardoso? And then you give Chicago a chance to get Rickea Jackson. Or are they concerned with what Chicago's going to do? They don't want Rickea Jackson in Chicago because they don't want to see her there and go against her for Chicago. So do they take Rickea and then take a chance on getting 1 of 2 of the bigs? You kind of have to play the draft with what other teams might do as well.
All right, well, we're going to find out right now because the second pick of the draft is in. We head back to the podium right now to the commissioner for the selection for Los Angeles.
With the second pick in the 2024 WNBA Draft, the Los Angeles Sparks select Cameron Brink, Stanford University.
Oh, you could see the emotion from Cameron as she celebrates with her family. The #2 overall pick, who will get to stay in California after a decorated career at Stanford in which she won a national championship as a freshman. She is the #2 overall pick of this 2024 draft and will head to the LA Sparks as a foundational piece of this rebuild out in LA.
And if you want rebounding and rim protection, you can't get much better than Cameron Brink. She led the nation this past season with 3.7 blocks per game, averaged about 12 boards a game as well. She is going to be good in the WNBA right away and also has a terrific upside. 6'4", long, elite when it comes to shot blocking and rebounding. Great skill set inside and to the perimeter.
Cameron Brink is the exact player that the LA Sparks can use. They were 11th in rebounds per game last season. They were last in opponent field goal percentage last season. The way she rebounds, the way she blocks shots, an immediate impact for Brink.
And she is with Holly Rowe.
Well, you are emotional. You are emotional. Tell me why. You have poured so much into this moment. What are you feeling?
I'm sorry. I'm going to cry. Oh, I'm an ugly crier. It's just such a nerve-wracking environment, but we worked so hard for this. And I just have to shout out all my girls. I'm so proud of all of us. What a great job we've done. I'm so proud of all of us. And I'm just so happy to be associated with all of them in the league, and I'm just very thankful.
You've been training since you were in high school with the best trainer in the WNBA, Susan Borchard. You have been building to this moment. You know, your god brother, Steph Curry, has helped you. How will you take all that you have poured into yourself to the W?
I mean, I think I just need to keep leaning on my people. You've listed all of the amazing people in my life. And my godmother, Sonia Curry, is over there. Hi, godmama.
Mom and dad and brother, we're not forgetting you either.
I have to shout out my mom and my dad and my brother, Cy. It really takes a village. It's not a one-person job. And my friends, Jenna Brown, Brooke Dimitri, are in the crowd, so I'm just so blessed to have the people I have surrounding me.
I've read that there was a time in your life where you didn't love basketball. You had to fall in love with the game. How in love are you right now, and what will that look like as you put on that jersey for the LA Sparks, a once proud franchise trying to get back there?
I think I fall in love with the game even more just being here in New York with these girls. I feel like my passion is just reignited, and the college season's hard, but I'm just so looking forward to a new challenge and ready to get to work.
Congratulations, Cam.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations to Cameron Brink, the second pick of the draft. Now, the third selection will be made by Chicago because of this trade in which Phoenix received Kalia Copper, the former finals MVP. So Chicago slides into the third spot with a brand new head coach, Teresa Weatherspoon, a legend in this league. You can see her career accolades both in college, in the Olympics, as a pro, also what she's done in the NBA as a coach now, in the WNBA. It certainly has been an incredible career for T-Spoon.
There is no backing down in the heart and soul and body and being of Teresa Weatherspoon.
Teresa Weatherspoon, the on-court leader for this Liberty squad.
I've been told as an 8th grader I would never be great playing this game. I get a chance to play on the 1988 Olympic team. We win the gold medal.
Teresa Weatherspoon at the buzzer, a three. Oh, she put it in! She put it in!
Those girls I had a chance to play with, they were my teammates, but they were more than my teammates. They were my friends and my friends for life.
Well, Teresa Weatherspoon has already accomplished so much, and now on to this next challenge. And Rebecca, this is a woman who you know very well.
Teresa Weatherspoon and I were teammates for 5 years with the New York Liberty, and anytime a new coach takes over, you wonder what is their style, what is their identity going to be, and if they're anything like Spoon, it's going to be toughness, defense, and passion. She was the Defensive Player of the Year the first year of the WNBA. The first week of practices in year 2, she got in a stance, got up in the guards, and just said, DPY, try to score on me. Thankfully, she didn't do that to me because I was a post player. This is a team that's going to have a lot of very good defenders.
Let me just say this. As we were watching that tape of Teresa Weatherspoon, I would run through a wall for Teresa Weatherspoon. There's not anything she could tell me to do that I would be like, probably not. Anything she said is what I would do. We had Dawn Staley on the set, Elle and I, for SportsCenter, and Coach Staley said that rookies need coaches that ignite them with confidence, that tell them exactly what to do out there on the floor. That is the type of coach that Teresa Weatherspoon is, and what this next rookie is going to get.
All right, we're going to find out who this next rookie is. Back to the podium. Here's Kathy Engelbert with the number 3 overall selection.
With the 3rd pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Chicago Sky select Camila Cardoso, University of South Carolina.
Well, it has been quite a few weeks for Camila Cardoso, the most outstanding player at the Final Four, an absolutely incredible NCAA tournament, and now the number 3 overall pick of the 2024 WNBA draft as she goes to the Chicago Sky.
What a perfect fit for Camila Cardoso, the Chicago Sky, and Teresa Weatherspoon. What a journey for Camila. ACC Co-Defensive Player of the Year, SEC Sixth Woman of the Year, to SEC Defensive Player of the Year. She is efficient. She's dominant. She can finish on the inside. She can block shots on the defensive end. This is a beautiful fit for Camila. I'm excited for her.
And certainly fits the need for Chicago. This is a team that lacks size. No player on their roster bigger than 6'3" or 6'4". A team that's built right now to run and push pace, and one of the areas that Camila impressed so many was how every single time down the floor she outran her opponents. Good rim runner, perfect fit here for Chicago.
And the draft room in Chicago, they are understandably excited about the addition of Camila Cardoso, and Camila is with Holly Rowe.
Camila, you started playing basketball when you were young because your older sister Jessica did. How special is it that she is here with your mother from Brazil to celebrate you tonight?
For me, it's really special that she's here. She's one of my biggest inspirations. She's the reason why I'm here right now, because she's inspired me to play basketball. So I'm just so thankful that she's able to be here.
You have had to sacrifice maybe more than any other player here at the draft. You had to leave home from Brazil at 15 years old. You didn't speak the language, and here you are. Why did you believe in yourself so much at such a young age?
I had a goal to be here tonight and give my family a better life. So I'm just so thankful that I was able to be here.
You have done that, and you will give your family a better life. What do you know about Chicago? They will love and embrace you there.
Yeah, I'm just so excited to get there.
All right. Thank you, Camila. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, Dawn Staley calls Camila Cardoso the separator. She was that throughout the NCAA tournament as she gets a big hug from her head coach. Camila Cardoso goes number 3 overall to the Chicago Sky. Meanwhile, the LA Sparks back on the clock after that number 2 overall pick of Cameron Brink. They now select number 4 overall. Who will they add to Cameron Brink? And how about LA and where they are right now in this moment as a franchise? They've been rebuilding. They're looking to get back to the promised land, and Holly Rowe has a little more on that.
Well, it's hard to believe that the LA Sparks have not been in the playoffs for the last 3 years, and that franchise is undergoing some change right now, and it is much needed. They've just hired a new GM in Reagan Peebley. They have a new team president in Christian Monger. These are both women who have devoted their life to basketball. Christine has a great background in the WNBA with the Las Vegas Aces, and so we are hopeful that that team is investing in the future of this franchise. They have much bigger news coming out about some of their player health and welfare that they are improving around the Sparks, so let's hope that franchise gets back to where it should be, and that is in the WNBA playoffs.
Well, we certainly would expect that sometime in the near future. And how about who's going to join them and join Cameron Brink? The number 4 overall pick is in. Back to the podium we go with Commissioner Kathy Engelbert.
With the 4th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Los Angeles Sparks select Rickea Jackson, University of Tennessee.
Well, Rickea Jackson, the number 4 overall pick after a fantastic finish to her senior season. Drea talked earlier about the possibility of having Jackson's wing guard skills with size joining one of the posts. That's exactly what LA gets. Cameron Brink at 2, and now Rickea Jackson at 4. A foundation for the Sparks to build upon, and one that has to be very exciting for that fan base. How about Jackson, just one of 5 SEC players to average at least 20 points and 5 rebounds in multiple seasons over the last 25 seasons.
Rickea Jackson was the most coveted wing in this draft. Great size and athletic ability, has an explosive first step that gets her to the rim, can post up smaller players, and has terrific footwork to finish around the rim. She's shown that she can be very good in the pick and roll and isolation situations.
As a former Lady Vol, I have to say we are all so proud of Rickea and her journey. And as a basketball analyst, I've been saying all season, she's a pro. Her ability to hit tough shots. In her last game at Tennessee, she put up 33 points on 60% from the field. She's a bucket, she's a natural scorer, and a great choice for LA.
And in LA, yeah, they're excited. Little watch party, they're ready to go. Rickea Jackson is the newest member of the LA Sparks, and she is with Holly.
Well, you know, as we look at your skill set, Rickea, I believe that you are one of the most ready-made pros to step in and make an impact this season in the WNBA. What is it about your game that the Sparks are going to be like, okay, yes, she is ready to go?
Yeah, I feel like I'm just very versatile. I can play multiple positions. There's still room to grow, and I'm willing to just be a sponge and continue to be a better player.
Of course, yes. Your mom, Cayenne, is here tonight. She was a great player herself. She won a championship at a lower college division, but was a terrific player. How has your family helped you get to this moment?
My family is the reason why I'm here. I do everything for them. You know, if it wasn't for my brothers, I wouldn't have even picked up a basketball. And, you know, my mom just instilling greatness and knowledge and, you know, always keeping God number 1. That just really just made me to the player who I am today.
Okay, to the LA Sparks fans, you are the first draftee that I think did a wardrobe change from the orange carpet to here. They're getting a little sizzle, a little bedazzle. Tell us what the Sparks fans are going to be falling in love with.
They're just going to be falling in love with my personality, you know. I just like to...
As they should.
Just everything, you know. I'm just excited to build new relationships, and I'm just ready to win.
The greats of the Vols, Lady Vols, Candace Parker played there. You are now stepping into that kind of similar dynasty. What does that mean to you as a Lady Vol?
It means a lot. You know, Candace with the Tennessee was at LA, and just to even be in that conversation is just crazy in itself. So, you know, I just think it's pretty cool.
All right, very cool. Congratulations. The Sparks are so lucky.
Thank you.
Well, Rickea Jackson, Cameron Brink, both members of the Sparks, 4 picks down. Many more to come. Number 5 up next. Best available. A lot of talent left. A lot of fans here enjoying the 5th pick coming up next. Well, do not miss a second of the most anticipated season yet. Follow these rookies with WNBA League Pass and stream live games at home or on the go. Scan the QR code on the screen to subscribe today. 4 picks down, 5th pick coming. Dallas Wings are on the clock. Let's take a look at their 2023 season. Went 22-18, their best record since 2008, back when they were in Detroit. Swept Atlanta in the first round, their first series win since 2009, and then Las Vegas en route to their 2nd straight championship, eliminating Dallas from the playoffs. This is a Dallas team that is dealing with some injury, though. Satu Sabali going to miss some time, but still a lot of talent at the core of the Dallas Wings.
Yes, certainly. And after watching the playoffs last year, you come into this draft thinking they need guards with size. Their small guards were exposed in their second-round loss to the Vegas Aces. But at the same time, the Satu Sabali injury, curious how long she will be out. That might make them look for a power forward, but like Aaliyah Edwards. But if they're going big guard, J.C. Sheldon would certainly fit that bill.
Yeah, I mean, the one area also that Dallas struggled was three-point shooting. When you look at, they were last in three-point field goal percentage. They were tied for 8th in three-point field goals made per game. So a big guard that can knock down threes. Defensive-minded, of course, would fit in Dallas. That's what I'm looking for.
All right, well, the pick is in. We're going to find out right now who the Wings will select with the number 5 overall pick of the 2024 WNBA draft. Here is the commissioner.
With the 5th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Dallas Wings select J.C. Sheldon, Ohio State University.
Well, there you go. J.C. Sheldon had so much success at Ohio State. Of course, last year, a deep tournament run. Talked about the three-point shooting, Drea. You talked about the need for a bigger guard, Rebecca. And J.C. Sheldon goes to a Dallas team that has so many pieces in place to be a contender. And with J.C., they get something that maybe they didn't have and something that they really need.
I mean, this is a veteran, played her entire 5-season career at Ohio State. She's a bucket, 2,026 career points, 6th most in Ohio State history. But for me, it's also her speed, the energy that she plays with and that she brings to the court. It's relentless. She gets out in transition. She can push the pace. She finds her teammates. And yes, she can knock down shots.
She certainly fits the bill for a big guard who can be defensive-minded. She has a high motor, plays with energy on both ends of the floor, has nice driving ability, puts pressure at the rim, really good in ball screens as well, can get to her mid-range. She is a really nice fit here with the Dallas Wings.
Well, JC is with Holly.
Okay, I want to start with your family. Your dad's a basketball coach. Your mom was a terrific track athlete. They have instilled in you to be a terrific athlete, which you are. 39 20-point games. How have they helped make you the player you are today?
Oh my gosh, they're everything. They've done so much for me, especially their support throughout my college career and really my whole life, but they mean everything to me.
You joined this Dallas Wings team, and they are a team that needs scoring on the perimeter, but you've got Arike Ogunbowale. How can you fit in and flow with someone that likes the ball in their hands and can score, but you assist at a high level?
Absolutely, I'm really excited, especially the love for the game that we all share. I think it's going to be really fun to compete out there and just push each other to be better.
I know that Emma is dying to get over here. She is waiting. You are the best cheerleader ever. She really has been your best cheerleader this whole career, 5 years at Ohio State. How has she lifted you?
In so many ways. She's made a huge impact on me and my family, and she has no idea, and it's been cool to see really the whole world, just to see how special she is and how much of an impact she makes.
We've all fallen in love with you, and you yell during opponents' free throws, and you cause a lot of people to miss. I noticed that, so great job by you. Are you proud of her?
Yeah.
Very proud. All right. Well, thank you, and congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
A wonderful moment there as Sheldon goes to Dallas, number 5 overall. Now the Washington Mystics on the clock with a number 6 overall pick. We know this is a Washington team that played a tight little 2-game series with New York last year in the playoffs, but they've now had significant pieces move on. Natasha Cloud gone, Elena Delle Donne not playing this season. So interesting how Washington now has to sort of rebuild or look at their future in a different way than they maybe otherwise would have.
Perhaps their most important returning piece, though, is Shakira Austin. This is a young woman who has a future as a perennial all-star, and what they need is a player who can complement her, play alongside her. They're looking for a stretch four who would certainly fit that bill, potentially a player like Aaliyah Edwards, who plays on different areas of the floor than Shakira Austin. That's key.
Yeah, I was thinking those two could be an incredible 1-2 punch, being on the floor together, the way they pass, the way they find each other, also their energy on the boards together could be huge. And the one thing I know is whatever rookie ends up going to Washington, I've called games at that place, as you have as well, that crowd is electric. They show up for their team, so I think that's going to be a big key.
4-5 punch, right?
4-5 punch.
Big
Big to
4-5
big.
punch.
All right, we're going to see if that's exactly what happens here with a little 4-5 punch. The pick is in. Back to the podium is the commissioner with the selection.
With the 6th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Washington Mystics select Aaliyah Edwards, University of Connecticut.
Aaliyah Edwards, the number 6 overall pick. And I'll tell you what, our desk is hot, nailing these predictions right now as Edwards goes to Washington and will be Shakira Austin's teammate with that 4-5 punch in the front court. Big hugs all the way around for Aaliyah Edwards, as she has so many of her UConn contingent in the building, teammates, coaching staff. Saw Aaliyah's family. See Paige and AZ Fudd here celebrating as well. And Aaliyah Edwards, after such a steady, successful career at Connecticut, back in the Final Four this season, after so many did not think they'd be able to make a run like that with all the injuries they sustained. Aaliyah, a huge reason why they did, and now ready for the next step in her pro career. It begins in Washington with the Mystics.
One of the things I consistently heard when talking to coaches and GMs is that Aaliyah Edwards already knows how to be a pro. Not only because she went to UConn and they produce great pros, but she's played with the Canadian national team, including in the last Olympics. And over her 4-year career at UConn, she became a consistent force, finishing around the rim, range out to 15 feet, drives well from the free throw line as well, and can be an outstanding passer within a system offense.
And again, we've already said it, but we love it when the stats support it. Washington struggled on the glass, 10th in rebounds per game, 11th in opponent rebounds per game. Aaliyah Edwards and Shakira Austin can fix that together.
Well, Holly Rowe is with Aaliyah right now.
It is hard when you hear that name called. You just get kind of like overwhelmed for a minute, don't you?
Whew. I can take a breath now. Oh my God. Yeah, it's amazing. It's a dream come true, and to actually walk your dream, it means a lot.
I know that as you walk up to that stage, I see the love for your mom and your dad. Your mom was your coach as a kid. Your brother helped coach you. You guys have built this as a group. What did they coach you to do to be such a consistent, excellent player? I just think of consistency and excellence when I think of you.
I mean, they knew me pretty well because they were family first and foremost. But yeah, excellence and just building the foundation into the player that I am. I had to push myself. You know, being the coach's kid it's a lot of expectations, but I pride myself on that and set myself to a higher standard.
You have held yourself to a high standard, and I want to talk about your Canadian national team. There's a lot of kids in Canada watching tonight. You've been on the senior national team. You have played in Olympics. How are you inspiring and representing young women in Canada and beyond?
Oh my gosh, just an overload of love and mad love from Canada across the border. I get so many messages and support, and I feel all the love, but I'm just really grateful to make an impact here in the States and to kind of open the doors. just to open the doors for all the little girls who wish they could be in my position and will be in my position in the future. So just to lead the way so they can build their own footprints.
Okay, and I think it's a pretty quick flight to Washington for Canada, so we'll get some Canadians down there.
Yeah, bring all the Canadians to Washington. Let's go.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, congratulations to Aaliyah Edwards. Meanwhile, Chicago is on the clock at 7 because of a recent trade just a couple days ago. Minnesota trading back one selection. They get a swap in 2026. You look at this trade, moving up just one pick, and it makes you think, hey, Chicago has someone in mind that they thought wasn't going to make it past 7 that they want to take right here.
And when you talk to teams around the league, everyone thought that Chicago was coveting Angel Reese. And so would Angel Reese have gotten past the 7th pick if they hadn't made that trade? Probably not. This is a Chicago team, even though they already have gotten a big, they can get bigger. So that would be the anticipated pick.
And again, what did we talk about earlier with the head coach leading the way in Teresa Weatherspoon to pour into Angel Reese, teach defense, energy, confidence. Angel Reese already has those things. Those two combined, if this ends up being the pick, could be really tough for opponents to have to go against.
All right, after an incredible collegiate career, will it be Angel Reese in Chicago? We find out now. The 7th pick is in. Back to the podium goes Kathy Engelbert.
With the 7th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Chicago Sky select Angel Reese, LSU.
Well, there it is, Angel Reese, the 7th overall pick of this draft, a champion at LSU a season ago. A double-double machine. Her head coach, Kim Mulkey, here to celebrate. At 34 double-doubles last season, the most in a single season in D1 history. An All-American, an SEC Player of the Year, and now Angel Reese, a member of the Chicago Sky.
I've called her Angel Relentless Reese. When it comes to passion and energy and love for the game, Angel is at the top tier level. She plays so hard. She has such a high motor. Those are the things that got her here. But her work ethic and the time that she's committed already to putting into her game will keep her in the league.
What do you call her?
Angel Relentless Reese.
Well, she calls herself a dog, and that's certainly the type of player that Teresa Weatherspoon can build around. She's strong, explosive, an elite rebounder, especially when she gets on the offensive glass. This is a great fit for Angel Reese because this is also a Chicago team that can potentially keep both of their first-round picks.
All right, Angel Reese is with Holly Rowe.
Well, Angel, you told me yesterday that you were talking to some veteran players and they told you it's not the number that you go, it's the fit of the team. How does this team fit you and your style?
I'm just so excited. I get to play with Camilla. I've been playing against her since high school, so I'm excited to play with Camilla, and Teaspoon is amazing, and she's done some great things, and I'm excited to be coached by her.
The thing that I've admired about you, everywhere you've gone in your career, from high school to LSU, you win. How will you infuse that winning style and culture to Chicago?
Just coming in and being competitive, having an open mind every day to just want to work, and I'm just excited to learn from my vets.
You have helped elevate the women's basketball game. You have helped elevate the attention that we're having on this draft. What are you proud of that you've helped build in basketball right now?
Being able to leave my impact. So many different people came out today and how they can relate to me. So a kid from Baltimore not supposed to be here, and I'm just happy. And my mom is here, and my brother is here, and I wouldn't be able to do it without them.
This kid from Baltimore is supposed to be here. Thank you, Angel.
Thank you.
Oh, Angel Reese, the 7th overall pick of the 2024 WNBA draft, gets a big hug from her head coach, Kim Mulkey. How about Angel Reese and Camilla Cardoso together in Chicago? Sky fans have to be excited. The draft rolls on in a moment. Welcome back to the WNBA Draft 2024, presented by State Farm. We'll experience the historic and record-breaking college basketball seasons of Caitlin Clark, Camila Cardoso, and Kiki Rice in the highly anticipated ESPN Plus original series Full Court Press, presented by State Farm, premiering May 11th exclusively on ABC and streaming on ESPN Plus. First round of the draft rolling on, 7 picks down. And now the Minnesota Lynx with the 8th selection. This is the Lynx team that traded back 1 selection, now in that 8th spot. We know this is a Lynx team that they haven't been able to fully rebuild because they're too good at reloading and just competing enough. So here they are at 8. They also get the swap in that deal with Chicago for 2026, where there could be a lot of talent.
And they made some really nice moves in free agency. They shored up their backcourt, Courtney Williams and Natisha Heidemann, to join Kayla McBride, who is having another outstanding season overseas. They've got Diamond Miller already on the wing. So this is a team, when you look at their roster, Jessica Shepard not going to play this year. They just traded Milic away, got Sika Kone as part of that trade. But when you look at their needs, they look like they need a front court player, a rebounder, a player who just shores up their front line.
Yeah, in the front court, and also an area they struggled was three-point shooting. If they could combine those two things, maybe a stretch big, someone that could knock down threes, defensive-minded, of course, when you're playing for Cheryl Reeve. This is a storied organization. They know what it means to win championships, so a tough, gritty player that's a winner is going to be important here.
Yeah, not that far removed from 4 titles in a 7-year period. Back to the podium. The pick is in. Here is the commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, with the selection.
With the 8th pick in the 2024 WNBA Draft, the Minnesota Lynx select Alyssa Peely, University of Utah.
So Alyssa Peely goes number 8 to Minnesota. This is a player who is such an efficient scorer everywhere on the floor, has a unique offensive game. And Rebecca, we saw her play against really good South Carolina defense and still be able to put up points. This is a talented offensive player who very much looking forward to seeing how that translates to the W, especially under the tutelage of Cheryl Reeve.
Put up points, put up 37 points in that matchup. Alyssa Peely is the most unique player in the draft. She's only 6 feet tall, but she can score on any size defender. A good shooter, Drea, with strength, great footwork, and a special savvy offensively. She can also really pass, which is something that Cheryl Reeve covets from her bigs. One GM said she is the 2nd best offensive player in this draft to Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, and what's really special, we talked about three-point shooting. 55% from the field this season, 30% from 3. She has the ability to stretch the floor. She is also physical. She works for position. She's not afraid of contact. The toughness that she brings to Minnesota is huge.
Averaged the 4th most points in D1 over the last 2 seasons, and Alyssa is with Holly.
Well, Alyssa Peely, you have come so far from Alaska to Utah to Southern California to be here tonight. I know your whole family is here. Tell me what it means to you to be representing all of them.
It means everything. My family is everything to me, and they've helped me get here. Without them, I wouldn't be standing up on that stage, and, you know, I owe everything to them.
You have, everywhere I've seen you play this season, there are lines and lines and lines of people to get there and see you play, from your Samoan heritage, your Polynesian heritage, and your indigenous heritage. How are you inspiring people who are like you that this is possible?
You know, a lot of indigenous and Polynesian girls don't get to see that role model, and I'm just so blessed that I could be in the position to be that for them.
I love your beautiful, yes, yes. I love your beautiful tribal print skirt. This means something special to you tonight. How are you representing?
I'm just representing them with pride. You know, I had to include the tribal in my dress. And, you know, everything it took to get here, their support just pushed me through and, you know, really excelled me to get to this stage.
Okay, I'm going to quote Dawn Staley. They played you earlier this year, and she said, "We can't stop her." Good luck to everybody in the WNBA, and congratulations to Coach Lynn Roberts at Utah, who helped pour into you. How will you immediately impact the league?
I think just with my physicality and my versatility, you know, I'm willing to do whatever team needs me to, so I'm excited to just learn and grow from that.
Cheryl Reeve is absolutely going to love you. I know her style, and she is going to love you, which is why she drafted you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, well, that is the 8th pick, Alyssa Peely to Minnesota. How about the 9th selection? Right back to the podium for the 9th pick and the second of the night from Dallas. Here's the commissioner.
With the 9th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Dallas Wings select Carla Late from France.
And this is certainly a point in the draft where teams start looking for players for the future. And Late is one of those. She's only 20 years old. A true point guard, has been described as having a ton of wiggle to her game. A flashy passer like Marine Johannes, which is no surprise because she is also French. Quickness gets her into the paint, gets her to the free throw lines, and she led the French league in free throw attempts a game this past season.
She's also a really scrappy player. When I was watching some of her games, a lot of the plays that she made were off of broken plays where she just didn't give up on the ball. She pursues it. She is elite at getting downhill, getting into the paint, finding her teammates. When you think about her playing potentially with Arike Agumbawale, playing with the post players that are going to run with her in transition, great pick, like you said, Rebecca, for the future for Dallas.
All right, so now the Connecticut Sun up, the 10th overall selection. This is a Connecticut team that's had a lot of success in recent years. They have not gotten to the tippy top of the mountain, but they have come oh so close. See, they lost in the finals in an epic 5-game series with Washington in 2019. Then semifinals, back to the finals in 2022, falling to the Vegas juggernaut, and then a semifinal loss in a hard-fought series against New York a season ago. You see over the last 5 years their success. But Rebecca, this might be the final run for serious members of this core being able to play together for Connecticut.
Yeah, they have the core pieces that have helped them have so much success over the years, but most of those pieces are free agents after this season. This is a team that does not have a lot of holes to fill. Wouldn't be surprised if they too took a pick for the future. But yes, you wonder, is this the last season that they'll have that core group together because so many are free agents?
And whoever it is has to be defensive minded. This is a team that forced 15 turnovers a game, scored 18.5 points off of those turnovers. If you know anything, you know Steph White and Connecticut love to play defense. So whoever they're looking for, I bet a lot of defensive film is what they paid attention to.
All right, the selection is in. Who does Connecticut take? We find out right now.
With the 10th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Connecticut Sun select Leila Lacan from France.
So France stays hot with back-to-back picks.
Leila Lacan is 5'11", a big guard who is a good straight line driver. She was told to me might be the most skilled and pro-ready international in the draft. Athletic, changes speeds well, good at reading ball screens, and yes, a player that you don't expect to come over right away, can continue to develop and learn and be ready when she joins the WNBA.
Please go watch the U19 World Championship game against Japan. She took over in that game, and it's so funny that she's going to Connecticut because when I was watching her film, I said, oh, she kind of reminds me of Tiffany Hayes, who just retired from the Connecticut Sun, and her ability to get downhill, those long strides, her ability to hit threes. It's a tough, high comparison because she's a rookie, but ceiling-wise, she has a great skill set, great length, and she's defensive mindset as well.
Big shoes to fill for sure. Up next, the New York Liberty got back to the finals this past season, looking to do it again. Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart. Who will join their team? We find out next.
That Stewie is headed to the Liberty.
This is the super team era now. Why not come to the biggest sports market in the world?
Brianna Stewart has scored the last 7 points.
I think us being able to team up together and wanting to come together and win is really special about this group.
An incredible performance from Sabrina Ionescu, the three-point shootout champion.
So much credit to this Liberty team. Sandy Brondello, they're going to the WNBA Finals.
We're still disappointed with how it ended, but we grew as a team a lot. It should give us a lot of confidence and motivation to build on what we started this year.
Oh, and Ellie the Elephant is in the building here tonight, was just getting the crowd going. Yeah, there's Ellie. Gets a little wild with that trunk from time to time. This crowd is certainly livened up. We felt the atmosphere at Barclays Center, which was objectively incredible throughout the playoffs. And here you could feel the energy of these Liberty fans tonight in Brooklyn. We also know it's a New York team that brings back 5 starters, so may not have had the splashiest offseason, but they have a core that got this close to a championship and looking to get over the top.
And they certainly feel good about the needs that they did fill through free agency, in particular Kennedy Burke, who's having a really nice season overseas. And this is a pick that they feel can come in and really help this team down the road. And I tell you what, when I was talking to New York, Marquisha Davis was a player that they were very excited about, didn't think that she would be available here. Because she is, I'll be shocked if they go elsewhere.
Yeah, if it ends up being Marquisha Davis, the coach sitting right next to her, Coach Yo, all they preach at Ole Miss is defense. I got a T-shirt from Ole Miss that said on the front, "We defend." That's all that was on the T-shirt. When you talk about a New York Liberty team that could use perimeter defense, Marquisha Davis, Nika Mule, a defensive-minded guard, I think would be where this pick has to go with some size.
All right, we're going to find out right now. The Liberty pick is in. Who will they select? Here in the home borough of Brooklyn, here's Kathy Engelberg.
With the 11th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the New York Liberty select Marquisha Davis, University of Mississippi.
You see the emotion from the loved ones of Marquisha, who is headed to the New York Liberty. A big hug from Coach Yo, and joins a Liberty team that went to the finals a season ago, that has so much talent, so much veteran experience to learn from as well. And Davis stays right here in Brooklyn, going to New York, and gets to make the walk to the podium to grab her New York Liberty jersey.
Marquisha Davis could be one of the best athletes in the draft. A number of coaches and GMs compared her to Kalia Copper. At 6 feet tall, she is an elite athlete, very good in transition, and can get downhill. Also a solid defender, Drea, with size, which is something New York needs. She is seen as a high upside pick.
She can elevate. The way she gets downhill, the way she changes speed, she's also a bucket. We've talked about her defensive ability. Go look at her SEC tournament numbers. 33 points against Florida, 21 points against LSU. When she gets hot, she can take over in moments because of her athleticism, because of her mid-range game, and because of her aggressive mindset. The aggression is on both sides of the floor, which New York can use.
Well, Davis is with Holly Rowe.
So we were talking earlier, and you said you're from a small town in Arkansas, McGee, Arkansas, population 3,654. How are you proud of coming out of that town? You said not many kids come out of that town to get to stand on a stage like this tonight.
I'm very proud, to come from a small town and to dream big and, to actually make it. It's not always easy. So I would just say to those young girls that dream big, but they're from a small town, I always believe and just keep going.
So beautifully said. And you have a special why you play basketball, why you are such a great two-way player and play as hard as you do. What is your why?
I would say that my why is my family, because I do this for them and I want to provide a better life for them.
Wonderful. And how fun is it that you get some of your own hometown fans? Like, let's turn around and say, hello, New York Liberty. This is her. one's a little bit bigger than McGee, Arkansas, but I know you're going to fit right in. Thank you.
Thank you.
How wonderful is that moment here with the Liberty fans embracing Marquisha Davis, who goes to the Liberty with the number 11 overall pick. And now we move to the final selection of this first round, the Atlanta Dream. 19-21 a season ago. Tanisha Wright's done a really nice job there in Atlanta, trying to build this team back. We had seen them in the finals so often earlier, about a decade ago. We saw them go to the finals many times. Now back in the playoffs last year, lost to Dallas. How about how they continue to build on the recent success they've had?
You know, I mean, one of the things, I had that series against Dallas and they got absolutely blasted on the boards. What did they do? They had Tina Charles to help fix that and bring a solution to their rebounding and their inside presence and their size. So I wonder if Atlanta is looking at a guard, maybe a backup point guard, someone to play. They lost Ari McDonald. They got Jordan Canada. I think a guard would be a good fit. Got to know how to play defense. Again, it's Atlanta, but I'm thinking a guard here.
They did a nice job filling their needs in free agency, because when I watched this team last year, the thing that I thought they really needed was veteran leadership.
Yep.
And they go out and they get Tina Charles, a former MVP. They get Jordan Canada, one of the most improved players in the league, and Ariel Power. So they certainly filled the need in terms of veteran addition to their team.
All right, we're going to find out who the selection is. The final pick of the first round of the 2024 WNBA draft is in, and here is Kathy Engelbert.
tougher than leather. You can call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscles. I'm hard as nails. It ain't hard to tell. I break them down whether they solid or frail. Unlike the rest, I'm independent since my first breath. First test, feel the right, then the words left.
Born on an island in the heavens. The blood of my ancestors flows inside me. My duty is to save the flower.
Cleanse yourself with them evil spirits that's in you.
Streaking lights, loud sounds, and instincts are the elements that keep me going. I am fighting my own mission. Nothing's gonna stand in my way, no, no.
I will be the one to set your heart free, true. Cleanse yourself with them evil spirits that's in you.
Won't be frightened, I'll stand up to all the pain and turmoil. Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. It's power to wipe out the havoc and anarchy. This is my planet, gonna fight for my destiny.
Here I come, rougher than the rest of them, the best of them, tougher than leather. You can call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscles. I'm hard as nails, it ain't hard to tell. I break them down whether they solid or frail. Unlike the rest, I'm independent since my first breath. First test, feel the right, then the worst left.
I have no such things as weak spots. Don't approve of him, but gotta trust him. This alliance has a purpose. This partnership is only temporary. Yeah.
I will be the one to set your heart free, true. Cleanse yourself with evil spirits that got in you.
Be fighting now, stand up to all the pain and turmoil. Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. We all be waiting when serenity is restored. This is my planet, I shall not surrender. Stand up to all the pain and turmoil. Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. I get this power to wipe out the havoc and anarchy. This is my plan, it's gonna fight. I won't be frightened, I'll stand up to all the pain and turmoil. Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. We will be waiting when serenity is restored. This is my planet, I shall not surrender. Yeah! Shall not surrender, no. Yeah! Woo!
The new porcupine on the block with the buff chest. Out the wilderness with the ruggedness. Knock, knock, it's Knuckles. The blow thrower, independent flower, magical emerald holder. Give you the coldest shoulder. My spike goes through boulders. That's why I stay alone. I was born by myself. I don't need a posse, I get it on by myself. Adversaries get shelved.